Alright, so I guess we're starting the very beginning of the pony motor reassembly process. So what I've done is I actually removed all the old rings. I picked up this set of ring compression pliers. They work okay. They're kind of small, so actually I ended up resorting to my old snap ring pliers at the same time. But anyway, what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've measured all the pistons and everything, and I've also cleaned up the surface a little bit. Hopefully you can see that I've gone ahead and ground off the chunks of aluminum that whatever that got in the intake. I've gone ahead and ground that off and then smoothed it out, and so I think they look pretty good. Same thing with this one right here. I have spent quite a bit of time measuring the rods and the piston heights and everything else, and I cannot find a reason why that one piston was a little shorter than the others. The only thing I do know is all of these one, and this one right here is a 2. But there's no difference in overall piston height. I think all the pistons are within 5-10 thousandths in height, and so that's just measuring with a digital caliper. So, I don't know, but we'll put it back together and we'll see what it looks like then. On other things, I've gone ahead and I've measured, mic'd a lot of the tappets or the tappet guide or the tappet rod and everything else, and I'll show you those numbers here in just a second. So, tappet shaft, and I'm getting these numbers from the book right here. And so I pulled these numbers off all the specifications for the cranking engine. Tappet shaft should be anywhere from 0.310 to 0.311, and I've got anywhere from 0.3109 to 0.3107. So we're good on the tappet shaft, and then here's where I've measured all the pistons. They give you 3 measurements for the piston: the first ring, the second ring, and then the skirt. So I've gone through the first ring. The actual measurement should be still be good, anywhere from 1.987 to 1.990. I measured each one 3 times unless there was too much variation, which I measured it a 4th time. I'm pretty much within spec on all of the pistons. And then I've gone ahead and calculated the distance, and this is basically using the middle measurement. It should be less than 0.007. I'm only on 3 and 4. That is the only piston, or the only distance between the bores and the piston itself that actually meets spec, but there's no new sleeves available. So, it's one of those things I'm probably just going to run with it. I went ahead and measured the bore of the cylinders. We're anywhere from so the spec is 0.999 to 2 inches. Most of them are anywhere from 1.999 to 2 inches. And now the problem is I'm just using a telescoping gauge and a micrometer. So using this micrometer, it's just a Mitutoyo 1 to 2 inch micrometer, and then I'm also backing it up with Mitutoyo digital caliper. I really like this digital caliper. Some folks don't like digital. I happen to like digital. And then I'm using telescoping gauges, which are right here. So, it's one of those deals that I really like this caliper right here because it's analog, and it's a lot easier to read the regular, micrometers. So, I've measured a couple different spots in the bore, and they're okay. Obviously it's not new. There's not a whole lot I can do about that other than replace the bore, and frankly, just running out of budget for this project. So I've also gone ahead and measured the connecting rod journals on the crankshaft, and those all came back at almost lower end of spec, so 1.615. I think that's the lower end of spec. I did have a moment of I did scare myself. I got the caliper, because I just used the digital caliper because that's the only thing I could fit in there. I got the caliper hooked on one of the oil ports at one time, and I think it was the second. I think I had measured this one and I was measuring this one, this connecting rod journal, and I got the caliper hooked on the oil connecting, or the oil port, and it's like 1.5 something, and I got a little scared. But kind of find out, I double checked what I was doing. That's why it's always good to make multiple measurements. So next task is I'm going to go ahead and get the new piston rings out. And I'm gonna go ahead and test fit a couple of the piston rings to see exactly how worn the old rings were to the new rings. And I'll come back and video that. Alright, so we have some pretty interesting results. This is the old ring, and what I've done is I've just shoved the ring a little bit farther down in the cylinder with a piston, and we see the end gap there. And here is the new ring. See that end gap right there? That's a lot better. In fact, I'm almost worried it's too tight. I will have to look at the specs. But based on this result, I would say our rings are pretty well worn out. So certainly a good thing there. I'm certainly not going to complain. And so I will go ahead and get the new rings on the pistons, and we will go from there.